Right, it ended. Southampton 1, Brighton 1. Let's get into it. Alright, hello and welcome to the MatchDayVlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe because it really does make a difference to the channel. Right, we are here. Welcome to everyone, by the way, who's joining us in the chat section. If you're joining us live, let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching on replay, let us know where you're watching from. We're curious. Right, as everyone knows now, it ended as a stalemate with a 98th minute equaliser from Neil Maupay, however you pronounce his name, in what we generally feel was quite an avoidable situation. Obviously, I was at the stadium by myself. No, I wasn't. There were many other people within the stadium amongst me, but Jack wasn't there, was what I was trying to elaborate on to.
Your child was also there, so...
Yeah. Well, it felt quite lonely when that final whistle blew.
I can imagine.
And to elaborate, I think it's probably good for me to explain why I edited the vlog the way I did. If you haven't watched the vlog, go and watch it. But I included a lot of the second half because I wanted to make clear that we were shocking in that second half. There was so many things at fault, and we're here to discuss who's to blame. If we're here to point a finger, there's a few obvious players to talk about, which we'll get straight into. But the last 20-30 minutes were pretty shocking to watch, and there were multiple mistakes from multiple players. So yeah, and we will get into that. But I just wanted to make that clear. That's why I included that extra footage in there, just to make it be very clear that it wasn't just the last 5 minutes of the game where we switched off and it cost us. So there we go. But Jack, how did you find the viewing as equally enjoyable?
So I managed to watch a surprisingly large portion of the game, and mate, I can't tell you how livid I've been since. I've been so upset with it, and the more I think about it, the more I get upset. But let's talk about the first half first. That was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that bit. I thought Broja's goal was fantastic. He just turned it around, sat him down, didn't he? I just feel like what Broja did in the box there, he was so smart, and he was so calm and so cool. I can't help but feel if it was Shea or if it was Adam Armstrong on that edible, they would have rushed it a little bit, probably taken that shot first time and hit that defender. So Broja, I think Broja Shea going forward. That's what we're going to be saying. So great stuff.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%. I think Broja is our absolute killer up front. So if he's fit, he has to start.
And you just look at the size of him and the way he uses his body. Like, I love the way he puts his body across the board, stops players, getting away from it. And he's a big guy. He's a threat in the box as well for corners. You can see, he is a target man. I'm just waiting for the big volley or bicycle kick in the box to come. Do you know what I mean? That Pele, that Graziano Pele, that thing, that I want to see that. It's going to come sooner or later.
Yeah.
So that was a positive.
It was.
I think Redmond is currently in probably the form of his life right now. This is probably the best football he's played at Southampton. I think
4 consecutive home games where he's assisted a goal.
First since Kevin De Bruyne in 2000.
That's your stats.
Right?
Get the brand book. That's out of the window. What have we done? Actual real facts on this channel.
Let me tell you about XG. But no, it's there was little positives to take from it. And here's and until 90 minutes, I thought, we've gotten away with it. We've struggled hard. It's not been an easy game, but we're going to come out of this with 3 points.
Yep.
And then that happened.
It happened, and it was kind of like feels like quite an avoidable situation. I mean, as far as I could see, it looked like our middle of the park was completely gassed out, whether it be Romeo or Ward-Prowse. So energy was low, but we were just booting it, clearing it. We weren't keeping possession, and then when they went down to 10 men, it was just like, surely we can keep possession now. Just literally play the ball, just keep hold of it, move it around, but no, we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, there's lots of people to sort of like when we start getting towards the end to sort of start to crash down upon. I guess the first one to talk about would be Ward-Prowse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not go all the way to the free kick. Let's do the build up. That pass
Yeah.
to nowhere. Even if he just gets that ball and knocks a long ball forward,
Just kick
at
it out.
least at least that means they've got attack 80% of the pitch rather than coming right towards us. It's just there's so like a smart football player, a veteran would just know don't lose it there at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Knowing what we do, play forward, go try and take it to a corner, just do anything.
Get out of the pitch, get out of the way.
Just get it out of the way. And that just seems to be a thing where, we keep losing points from winning positions. That 71 points is there to be talked about.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings about one though, because does that just simply show that we're quick to get off the mark and we're good at scoring first?
No, it means that we do this.
Yeah,
it means It means there's the simple thing to do,
and
for some stupid reason, we're passed backwards, or we're just, a player that shouldn't be doing stuff like that does something like that, and it's just I don't know what it's that energy late in the game. And I know when you press so much, you're going to be tired at the end of the game. But let's be honest, how much pressing was there in that second half?
Not a lot.
None really. From what I saw, granted, I was at the side eye most of that second half, but every time I watched it, I was like, "This isn't. You're not doing it right." And a team that has dropped that many points from that many positions, sure point, you should know how it should be in you how to keep it going.
Yeah.
And to not falter at those moments, that pass to Romeo wasn't the easiest pass he could have made.
Mm-hmm.
It went wrong, but he could have knocked it anywhere else. But that's what he did.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just bad. I don't. Here's the thing: I don't really blame Romeo for the foul afterwards because what else you can do?
It was clumsy, but it wasn't.
It was clumsy,
really...
but
it was a soft yellow.
It was a soft yellow. Like let's be fair. Of all the yellow cards, I'm more upset about Salasu's one. Salasu because I think he, next week's going to be a bit tight at the back there. Suddenly, we're in this position again.
Yeah. That Salasu yellow card, from what I could see, I don't know what you saw on the telly, but it looked like he threw the ball back towards the free kick area and he got yellow carded for it. Is that what? That's wow. Okay, that's basically it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's probably the softest yellow card you ever see. But
I mean, this is just off the top of my head, but I know we're not going to be discussing the Arsenal game just yet. But how would you feel about a Lianco Romeo centre back partnership next week? And Diallo up top, Diallo in the middle, because otherwise it's going to be Lianco and Stevens, and it might not be a fit Stevens.
Right. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Romeo can't start, can he? Because he's got the yellow. He's picked up the ban. He can't play. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Silly boy. So no, Simeon. Here he comes.
Yeah,
absolutely. I see Thierry Small's up for Player of the Month in the the old Prem 2. So hopefully we'll see him soon. A nice little left back over there.
Yeah.
See, look at us talking about all these positives before I have to talk about the free kick.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. Earlier, did you put any polls on Instagram? Was there any polls going on there?
No, I didn't put any polls on there. I mean,
okay. I was really going at it then. I was like, right, let's really start pointing fingers. Right. So we had a poll going on YouTube earlier. I put it up 5 hours ago. Look at that. And we've had 52 votes. Okay. So, and I basically put 4 options. Who is at fault for the poor outcome of Saturday's game? Option 1, Ward-Prowse. Option 2, McCarthy. Option 3, Hasenhüttl. Option 4, other. And for other, there was 8%. And in the lead at the moment is Alex McCarthy with 48% of that vote. Closely followed, well, second and third are pretty close. It's 23% on Ward-Prowse and 21% on Hasenhüttl. I've jumped back and forth on this a couple of times. Earlier, I was thinking it's Hasenhüttl. He should have seen the way the game was going in the second half and made the necessary changes. He made changes which looked like we were trying to get a second goal and sort of help the front players sort of get their energy levels back up. But I have to keep looking at the fact that McCarthy... There's two sides to this. I think if Ward-Prowse has a conversation with Alex McCarthy that says, James, I can't jump. Can you run back on the goal line and protect that side of the goal for this free kick? At that point in time, if I'm the captain of Southampton Football Club, I say, I see what you're saying, Alex, but should we
Go
sub
down.
you? We've got one left. I'll just roll on the floor and roll off the pitch. It's like that doesn't work for me. I'm thinking, how on earth does he think that running back to the goal line, thus playing every single Brighton player onside, is how is that possibly a good idea? And what is the chain of thought of thinking, yeah, all right, Alex, yeah, great idea, I'll do that.
I think personally, Ward-Prowse hates Alex McCarthy. He's like, yeah, right then. Yep, let's get you out this squad. Absolutely. Honestly, mate, there's so many
But it's not a captain thing to do. Why would he do that? Why would he not say, get off the pitch? What are you playing at?
I agree, mate. I've gone through so many emotions. So when I first watched it, it was pure anger at Ward-Prowse because you won't see Sunday League teams do that.
No, exactly.
You just wouldn't. You wouldn't see a Sunday League team go, right, when they take that free kick, play them all onside as deep as possible, very, very quickly, then run back. It's like,
yeah.
It's just the stupidest thing. And Ward, to be honest, really knocks his. He stands for me after doing that. You're right.
Yeah.
If he's had that conversation with McCarthy, he needs to know that's not the thing to do. But you pile that on with the pass leading up to it. It's like you're being really stupid right now. Like that is that IQ is just bottom barrel, and you haven't scored a free kick this year yet, so you're not in good graces. Mm-hmm. And the best set pieces this season, Redmond took and Teller took. So let's sit down for a second, Ward-Prowse, and just see where you're at, because damn, that was dumb, and it's going to be hard to forgive it. So the next game he's got to come out and just prove himself. But let's be fair. That's the first time ever that I've really ever gone, what the hell is Ward-Prowse doing?
Yeah. I mean,
I might come out of a game going, no, he's not had a good game. But that's the first time I've like, Jesus, that was terrible. That was
shocking. It's the move as someone who's never played 11-a-side football before.
Who doesn't understand who just doesn't understand the rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that I'm the sort of guy that laughs at someone taking a foul throw incorrectly because I think, he doesn't know the game. That is just unacceptable. Like, I watch a lot of Sunday League on YouTube because I lead a very sad life, and you've never seen that. I've never seen it. It's just awful. But that was his first offence, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not his first offence. It's Alex McCarthy.
Yeah,
I'm over it. I'm over him. That's it.
Are you done?
Done with him. He can go. I don't want him in the club anymore. He's just because here's the thing. I was
unaware of how bad the goalkeeping was in the Leicester game because I watched it live.
Yeah.
The saves were made at the far end of the pitch. I couldn't see what's going on that clearly. But when I watched that back, it was shocking.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's that first Leicester goal. If there's one thing they tell you when listen, guys, I don't mean to brag, but I played for Salisbury's under 13s in goal. So the first thing they tell you is if you're going to knock the ball away, don't put it in the box. Don't put it in the danger area. Push it away from the goal.
Yeah.
And he hits it straight into danger. And he does that more likely than not, that his palms will go straight into danger. So many times he's done that. And then the second goal, he's beating at his near post so close to him. It's just... you can say he comes through with a bit of pace and there's people in the way.
But it is his near post.
It is. It was always that thing. Like I've been comparing him to Paul Jones all week because Paul Jones used to save the shots that he should never have saved, and then everything else he let in, and unfortunately everything in. That's what Alex McCarthy's that plus all this other stuff, and now on top of that, in a game where you've got 10 minutes stoppage time, you need to play out the clock. You've got a legitimate injury, and you could have gone down, wasted us some time.
Yeah.
Just got on the goal, and I've got the fresh goalkeeper on. What's he going to if he can't kick, what's going to happen if the ball came to him and he needed to kick it away for a clearance? He was going to go down injured. So at that point, there's no point staying on. If you can't kick a football, you can't be a football player.
Yeah. I mean, that was the thought. I mean, it was oh, who's that pundit I really don't like? He's on Talksport a lot. Bald head. Used to play for Liverpool.
Danny Murphy.
Danny Murphy. So Danny Murphy basically laid blame at Hasenhüttl for the fault, where he basically said he should have seen that the goalkeeper was unable to take the goal kick, so therefore he should have seen the need to make a change then. I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, because I think there are perhaps occasions where maybe he's just got a little bit of a niggle, and actually if he wants to do a long goal kick, then maybe let a defender take it. So that to me, but I just think the communication on the pitch between Prowsey and McCarthy. It was McCarthy.
I'll be honest.
It's got to be McCarthy.
When I saw Lianco taking goal kicks, I actually got quite excited. I was like, oh yeah, Lianco! Woo! That's in my mind. That's what I was thinking. To a point, Mike, I was actually recording him take a goal kick because like this was the best part of the game if we win. I love Lianco. And you're right, but that's the thing. A goalkeeper doesn't always take a goal kick, especially nowadays where you can play out, and especially if you're taking long. There's also, if he's asked Lianco to take it, there's a good chance that's something they've already worked on, if Lianco taking a long goal kick.
Right.
There's loads of reasons why Ralph wouldn't have seen that and gone, that's stupid. But at the same time, if Ralph saw that, in his mind he would have gone, if he was injured, he would say something, because that is what you meant to do. And you look at your watch and you think, if he's injured and it's legitimate, brilliant. Go down. We waste a load of time. We can get Harry Lewis on. They're still down to 10 men. You know, we can really reinforce this. We can drop everybody back. Just there's things to do there, and he's ruined it for everyone. Yes. And then you're right. How that conversations between Ward-Prowse and McCarthy went, because even if that is the case, I would have gotten a much quicker player to do it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I refuse to believe McCarthy said, "I want a 4-man wall," and who won the bleep test? Because if that's what he shouted, then there's a lot of other things wrong. But you know, it's and it's just thing after thing after thing. And when we were looking at McCarthy's clean sheets this season and defending him, there was even a little point there where I was like, "Wow, he's done really well. He's done a lot better than a lot of other English goalkeepers. Maybe we might see something special happen." No, it's because he's had a really wicked defense in front of him, and the moment he's called on, it's garbage.
Yeah, it's not been good. Not been good at all. Not been good at all.
But it's okay, mate, because it's sorted now. They went and sorted it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fit. How do you spell Caballero?
Just use his first name, mate.
Okay. I'm just trying to check in the comment section. Lalas. Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
If you got it, you got it.
I think so.
Caballero.
ERO. Oh yeah.
ERO. Caballero.
Caballero. We will get into talking about that. So are we decided that effectively McCarthy's at fault?
Yeah. He is now in the position Angus Gunn was in 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he just needs to go. There's no point in trying to stick with it. In reality, we probably shouldn't have stuck with it after the 9-0. We should have learned, listen, a goalkeeper can't come back from that in this league.
What? The fact that Gunn was the first and then
Gunn was the first, and look, we didn't put him in again, and he went. And then McCarthy happened to him. He's been worse than Gunn.
He's been, but he's had his moments though. I think he was. Yeah.
But when was the last time you? I remember coming out of a few Angus Gunn games and going, he's done some saves there.
Yeah.
I can't remember a game coming out going, oh, McCarthy kept us in it. And when you look at the state of the league, every team is built from a wicked goalkeeper. There's not a bad goalkeeper in the league minus McCarthy, really. When you look at everybody else has got a better goalkeeper.
Ramsdale's doing very good. Yep.
Ramsdale, the Bradford from Newcastle, I think, is the better goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone. Villa, Martinez is, you know, the best signing they made last season. You know, it's everything's based around that. And, you know, I don't think Caballero is the answer to our problems.
Yeah.
But I think he's the answer to our problems until the end of the season. I think he's a wicked goalkeeper. I'm so excited to have Caballero in the club.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, that's for sure. So let us know in the chat section who you think's to blame there. There's a comment there from Alex. Here we go. Does James Ward-Prowse deserve more blame? He played an awful pass leading up to free kick. Didn't he make the foul too? I think the eventual foul was Romeo, but I do think it is another side of James Ward-Prowse's game which is lacking, and that is the captaincy of the team. And yet again, we find ourselves in a situation where he hasn't made a decision, and he hasn't made a call, and he hasn't governed the squad and said, "Look, no."
And then he finally did make a decision, and it was the worst decision he'll ever make.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't like to berate players too much. We're supporters of the club and supporters of the players, but ultimately, you need to call out what you see, and when it's that shocking, it's difficult to watch, is what we're saying.
Here's the thing: like, if it got to the end of the game and it was like a slip, or it was a stupid mistake, like it maybe say it was a sloppy pass back, and we've just given them the game.
Yeah, that pass. If it was just that
pass, that's one thing. You're like, oh, for God's sake, that sucks. But that's just a misplaced pass, and that's unlucky.
Yeah,
they've made a decision there to do the dumbest thing you could do.
Yeah,
in a team that usually we're so good at playing the offside trap from those sort of free kicks of just holding the line. The amount, like, even was it the Liverpool game they scored but we would drop the line, like they weren't scoring from those set pieces because we dropped the line a few times, and then they do that. They're complete opposite of what you're meant to do.
Yeah, and the amount of goals we used to concede where we just had a poor line in free kick scenarios like that. I mean, there was I remember that 2-2 we had at St Mary's a few seasons ago, and Brighton again, and they equalised from a free kick basically because we were just terrible at holding our lines, and we're just getting so good at that, and then we do something as stupid as that on Saturday. So, ouch, don't like it, not good.
No,
come here from Steve Bianco for captain.
Absolutely.
I think Jack Stevens is a shout if he comes back fit.
Jack Stevens is a shout. Romeo is a shout. Redmond is even a shout.
Yeah.
He is more lively. Even at the what was the last game I went to? It's already gone out of my memory. The Leicester game. Sorry. To see him have a go at that linesman when it was, that you want kind of fire and passion, shouting about. There's that great picture of him just giving the line some stick. So, I didn't think I'd be here, at the beginning of the season saying Redmond should be captain. but here's the thing: there are punishments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's you're not captain forever, you're taking away the captaincy forever, but it should be like, listen, mate, if you can't make those decisions, we're going to try it a different way for the next game.
That's what we'll do. So just you watch yourself.
So it's yeah, man, I was just so livid, and like I say, maybe Ward-Prowse is to blame more that game, but it's McCarthy's the problem. McCarthy's the problem, and he made even leading up to the game in that game. He stopped it from being, a few more goals. He did make some saves in that game, but it's not like they were unstoppable saves. No, it wasn't like he was doing something amazing. He was there. He was doing what he was meant to do. I know it's that really funny thing of that Roy Keane talking about De Gea. He's like, some people say shot stopper. That's your job. You should be doing it.
You're a goalkeeper. Yeah.
That you're a goalkeeper. Well, the thing is, that is kind of right. There are different saves. There are saves you should be making, and then there are really good saves. And McCarthy, in that 75 minutes, made some saves he should make.
Yeah, agreed.
And then he threw it away.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still wonder whether or not we had, because who did we have on the bench that's still able to make the substitution?
So we could have had Harry Lewis. Harry Lewis would have gone in goal.
Yeah, I think if the midfield was
Diallo could have come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were other options.
That would have been the obvious one because of the fact we gassed out in midfield. The fact we brought off Romeo and brought on Diallo. But
I think also Ralph's press conference afterwards, I think that shows you just how much he didn't know McCarthy was injured, because he doesn't throw players under the bus.
He must have watched that unfold and think, what are they doing?
I feel the only when I'm watching it, and that's the nice thing about what's happened in that past couple of days is like I see people sort of to blame Ralph and stuff like that. I was like, the only person that's more angry about this than me is Ralph, because he would have said, he would have been like, what have you just done? Like, that is the opposite. And like when you're that intense and you're that kind of manager and you ask a certain thing from these, so much from your players, to have them do that, it's like you're disrespecting everything that he's doing for you.
Yeah, and he's just going above and thinking he's in charge, and really it's a decision that's not his to make. If he's unfit to play, he's unfit to play. Shocker.
Yeah, I wouldn't. As far as the replacement goes, I'm really happy that Willie's here. I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of people sort of complaining that it wasn't like a Dean Henderson or a Sam
There he is.
Johnstone. There he is. Look at that. I've already got a bit of training. That's an exclusive photo, everyone. That's
exclusive. Not even the club could get an image of him in the shirt. So Jack, you've done amazing stuff there. Yes, indeed.
The only download to making that was I had to search a picture of Alex McCarthy, so I had to look at his stupid face for a few minutes whilst I was trying to find the right picture. So that made me even more angry. But I understand people wanting Hendo and people wanting playing stuff. I think Willie did to the end of the season, because we were always going to be looking to buy
January.
January. Yeah, so January, is he?
January 5th, and I would guess that's a rolling thing. So if we get to the 5th and actually McCarthy's still out, they'll probably extend that.
Just even if he's fit, don't just keep extending it. Let's get to January and let's get a real shot stopper in. I wouldn't be surprised, if we get to the end of January, very briefly at the very least, having 4 goalkeepers in the squad, just for a brief week. But it's the replacements come in. Alex is just with that is sent himself to the bench. Did Forster never did anything that bad?
No.
And we sent this out.
It's true. It's very true.
So, maybe he's got that 3 years, but maybe he's got to go out on loan. Maybe it's like, we've got all these players off the books, but now we've got Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. A few other players on Saturday, though, who I'd also like to draw a little bit of shade upon, if we're able to do that on the supporting channel.
This is a counselling session.
It is a count. We've got to talk about it because let's face it. Otherwise, it's not going to get addressed. Tino didn't have a good game.
No.
There were plenty of moments where it was really just baffling to see him not have. There was no magic on the pitch for Tino there. But positives, I will say, Redmond and Brozier.
Yeah.
Although Brozier could have perhaps scored a couple more. Should have.
Yeah, there's that one that came right across the face of goal. He definitely should have put that away. But, he scored, so I can't say anything bad. He did his job. But yeah, we need to get a few more out of it. It's just, we get to the end of that game and it's 1-0. It's still different, isn't it?
It is. But I whilst I was editing that, I was thinking, I wonder what my full-time analysis would have been had we got to the end of that.
It would have been,
it wouldn't have been no kind of, gosh, it would have been like, oh, for goodness sake, thank goodness for that. We were lucky.
No, it would have been. Have you ever met you? It would have gone full time 1-0 and we would have gone ape, because that's the exact thing that happened at Villa. It's the exact thing that happened at Villa.
Yeah, I
it was
suppose.
Good first half, terrible second half, and we just hung in there. Then we went ape. Would have been the same thing, And here's the thing: until I remember, I was there in the shop at 90 minutes, feeling happy. I was like, "This is great. This is going to be a good win." And then I saw 10 minutes go off, and I thought, "All right."
I don't think anyone was really surprised at 10 minutes. I mean,
no one's surprised at this 10 minutes.
Down for ages.
He was down for a long time, and but when you see 10 minutes, you're like, look, that's not 6 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, 6 minutes is long, but it's not 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's normally 4, isn't it?
Do you know what?
Normally
Yeah,
4.
and I hate that anyway. I do know what the worst thing was, right? So I was serving so when the free just after the free kick happened,
Yeah.
it went in, and as it went in, a customer came up and asked for something that I know that we didn't have, and I was so angry. It was like he asked for CDs, so I was like, that's not this shop. Yeah, we don't sell that kind of stuff here. The mega implosion was about to happen. I was like, oh, you needed to say you wanted to buy a $5,000 guitar right now. That's what I needed you to say.
Yeah, and one for yourself, good sir. That's what you wanted at that particular point.
What I needed you to say was, sir, you did such a good job of restringing my guitar last week. I wanted to give you an extra a grand as a tip. Here you are, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, it was just hard coming out of it. But no, I think the like you say, positives coming out of it is that we know that Brozier needs to be starting. Yeah, Redmond on the right is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep him on the right hand side. That's where he plays. Those crosses he whips in. When he plays on the left, he's trying to take too many touches and trying to put it inside, kind of like what Kyle Walker-Peters does on that side as well.
Mm.
But I kind of like the idea that in the next game we should start Kyle Walker-Peters and Peru. I've been saying it for a few weeks that I think we need to rest Timo because I don't want, like, even before the Liverpool game, I wanted to rest him because I thought if we're going to get a battering, I'd rather Timo not be in the team and get that.
Yeah.
And also he needs a break because he's played every game. So I feel like Timo coming out of the team against Arsenal, who are playing quite well. It's just a secure defensive back line of Peru and Kyle Walker-Peters. And because it's also going to be Lianco and probably, let's say, Stevens in the middle there.
Yeah.
So it's a very defensive team.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I mean, we'll get on to the preview. We'll probably do a preview Wednesday night, won't we? Of the Arsenal game coming up.
I won't be in Wednesday, but I'll do on Thursday. How's Thursday treat you?
Yeah, do it Thursday.
Yeah.
How's that treat everyone in?
Everybody else, okay for everybody else.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Does that work? And then we can have actually there'll probably be the presser before that. So there we go. But of course, there'll be things like Salasu is out suspended. Romeo's out suspended.
Bednarek's injured.
We've got no goalkeepers, so Caballero's been brought in. Who else?
Armstrong's out.
Stuart Armstrong's out injured. Brozier came off limping, so I'd be a little bit nervous of perhaps maybe
from everything I've listened to the past day or so, all the reports, I think he should be fine.
Okay, he was just doing a cool walk then, was he?
Have you ever tried walking after running for a bit? It's not easy.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh dear. There's a comment up here just a second ago from Scott at the start of the season. Who would have thought we'd have Caballero with Stevens and Lianco in front of him against Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you put it like that.
But that's the thing. Caballero will bring. He's a great keeper and he's a great backup keeper. He knows what his role is.
Yeah.
I'm excited. As like I say, I grew up being a goalkeeper. So Niemi was always my favorite player in the squad. So I get upset when I see Southampton play without a great goalkeeper.
It's going to be a fun week for them.
It's going to be.
Actually, you've got the training this week with 3 players who have never played with each other before.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense, but never know. Having Caballero and Lianco, you have that South American connection at the back there. Maybe the conversations might run a bit smooth.
Yeah,
I'm different language, Argentina and Brazil, but no, that's not the point. Is it right? Portuguese and Spanish?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I listened in geography.
Language of Argentina. Can anyone help us out?
Brazil's definitely Portuguese, and who knows?
Obrigado. Thank you, for anyone's wondering. Language.
Si, senor. Bueno vista. I know that means nice view.
Argentina. Spanish.
Oh, I'm so good at this kind of stuff.
They did a lot of invading back in the early days, didn't they?
That is a different vlog, my friend. That is a different channel.
Well, everyone always had to go at the British for taking over everywhere. But, For such a small
Mike,
slither of
Mike,
land,
Mike,
the
Mike, Mike,
Portuguese
don't choose that side.
Okay.
Let's not play
All
that
right,
game.
not
Let's
go
not play
there.
that
All right.
game. They will start coming for our museums, and I quite like visiting those. So let's just stop talking about it.
Everton have finally scored.
Oh yeah,
They've had 2 goals disallowed, and it looks like they've finally got a goal. So there we go. But it does mean that they're now level on points with us.
damn.
Yeah. What's their goal
But
difference like?
I will say, coming out of the game, mate, we are 6 points away from the drop. However, we are also 6 points away from Europe. So
It's it's the mad thing.
crazy.
You think about that. We could have had a situation where we could have won against Leicester, and we could have won against Brighton, and that would have given us 4 more points than we've actually got at the moment, which would have had us in 9th because we would have beaten Brighton and they wouldn't have had 20 points. That's the mad thing about it. But it's so tight down there. I mean, effectively, you've got Brentford on 12th on 17 points, and Everton in 16th with 16 points. That's 1 point separating all those clubs.
It's craziness. It's absolute craziness.
Yeah.
Are we going to discuss? Are we going to discuss the 71 points from leading positions?
Yeah.
Got a bit, because I know there are people out there. Like we say, there are people out there blaming off for the situation.
Yeah.
It's because he's been here for 3 years now, hasn't
he? It's 20 more points dropped than any other club in the league, and that's including all the leagues.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So is that him not learning a lesson, or is that the players not learning a lesson?
I think it's the players that aren't fit enough. I think the systems are working very well, and I think that effectively, we have a fast pace to play. The players are working incredibly hard. We hit 60 minutes and we're gassing, and then we're just resorting to how we used to play football under Mark Hughes, and we just boot it clear. And that's what we do. That's basically as far as I can see.
That's what I mean. I feel like at that point there should be that contention plan of right. So when we get to 60 minutes, we need a better plan than this. We need a conservative plan. But we need a better plan, and I've not seen it yet, really. Unless he switches to 5 at the back, which I was surprised he maybe didn't try and do earlier. I think the successful times that we build off those games is when he's changed to 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Trying to charge forwards with more attack, and try and get that second goal. Great, that is what we want. But I feel like if it gets to 65, 70 minutes and we haven't got that second goal, it's time to make that switch back to 5, because it's just not going to work anymore.
Yeah, coming in from Steve saying high press too much. We generally stop pressing towards the end of the game, which then gets us into problems because we can't keep the ball, and we're not getting back possession quickly when we lose it. So, and I just honestly, it's player fitness, but Hasenhüttl was known in the German leagues for completely gassing out players and generally creating a lot of injuries because of it, apparently. So it's not a surprising thing. In fact, I used to work for a company, and my line manager was a German, and he was very familiar with the methods of Hasenhüttl, and he said he's a great manager, but he gasses out players, and he literally runs them into the ground. And I think that perhaps with this schedule of games that we've got coming up, and all the clubs have got coming up, and there's a lot of teams that are now doing a high press and this German Bundesliga style pressing game, and we're going to see some mad things, I think, and hopefully not too many player injuries because of it. But it's got to be down. I mean, look, if you're going to put it on a single page sheet of paper, yes, we are 71 points dropped from winning positions. That is down to Hasenhüttl. Yes, absolutely. But would we have seen the style of football that we had over the last 3 years? Would you want to go back to Puel and not have that statistic and just be bumbling along? I just think that if we're looking at the long the long game of this is this going to eventually mean that we're better? Because last season we were conceding way more goals than we have this season. So in my mind, it's still a progression. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I still, when I look at where we are to where we were, it is better, and there's cohesive stuff there, and it's everything's in line and everything's moving forward. We just need that. We just need some money. We need a better squad, mate. We just need a bit extra depth, and we need just that next gauge up in player. In that, we need.
I think it's down to
keep...
players, though. If you think about it, though, if like the game against Watford should have been 4-0 up at half time, game against Newcastle should have been 4-0 up at half time. Put away those chances, and it's not even a discussion, isn't it? I mean, the game against Villa should have been 3-0 up at half time. Put away those chances. We're getting shots on target. We're getting way more shots on target than most of these clubs in this league. Put away those chances, and it's not a problem to concede a goal in the 88th minute, on the 98th minute, because you've scored 3. And the fact that we've had the home wins that we have are all 1-0 wins, that must be exhausting for them. Absolutely exhausting. Just score more goals.
Get another striker, right? Is that what you're saying? I like it.
Just get better. Stay
better.
in training longer. You professional players. Come on, pull it out. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd be interested to know. Like, I remember Ralph said from the pressers last week, when they asked him how training was going, he was like, "What training?" Because the schedule's so crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, "What else you doing?"
Yeah.
How's she doing? That's okay. I get it. That's a day that you can't train.
Yeah.
What about the other ones? What about the other? Okay, 2 games a week. Okay, what are you doing the other 5?
Well, exactly. You get back-to-back wins. Have a week off. What?
Tell you what. Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Tell you what, mate. On game day, you can lie in. You can get up about 10 if you want to. Kick off's up till 3.
That's what Vardy does. Turns up at 2:00 with a can of Red Bull. Says, "Right, what are we doing today then?"
It'll come, mate. It'll come.
It'll come indeed. Well,
whilst we're here, should we talk? We're at that point. Did you see the articles about the investors by the end of the year? Maybe the new owners by the end of the year. Maybe.
Yeah, it's I'd be amazed. I mean, I think there's stuff going on in the background all the time that we don't know about, and I don't think we should know about it. It's private business, and obviously stuff
until it's done.
Exactly. Until it's done, until it's actual news, and then we'll know about it. And I'm sure when it does happen, that there'll be a statement released by the club, and we'll go, "Oh, that came from nowhere," but actually it's been going on for months and months and months. But the fact that it's close, we've heard that before, but
for me, it's more the fact that Ralph said that it's something that they discuss daily.
Wow. Okay.
In one of the presses, Ralph said it's something that him and Martin Simmons discuss daily. So I feel like that means something's happening, and the fact that we've now seen more articles about it and saying that it could happen, this year still. Wow. Given there's only 24 days left of this month. Where are we?
Yep. I don't know. 6th was today. So there's some days left.
25 days. What language do they speak in Argentina? And how many days in December? We don't know that, but we know football, yeah? XG! Look along the line! Idiot!
So I was just trying to spell new ownership. So there we go. That's what I was thinking about. What 6 plus 25?
New ownership. Yeah, it's surely we're perfect to be a Red Bull team. Come on, Red Bull. Come on. RB Southampton. We're perfect for them. It's everything they want, and Ralph's here already. Come on, Red Bull.
It's the brand. It's the dream brand deal. It's like it'd be the 3rd Red Bull club that Hasenhüttl would have managed. It just so happens it happens.
It's a new and do you know what's perfect time to get into the Premier League, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
It's not. Do you know what? That's not disgusting Newcastle money. It's lovely energy drink money.
You had to go me getting political with the invasion stuff. Now you're getting onto that.
Hey,
let's stay clear of that. Let's stay clear of that.
We're staying out clear of it. But yeah, the more I thought about it today, the past couple days, I was like, maybe we were a Red Bull team. I'll be Southampton FC. I wouldn't hate it.
No, no, I'd love it.
I understand why a lot of people would hate it, but I wouldn't hate it. Not at all. Not at
I
all.
was thinking actually the other day, like, how much money would you need to have to buy Southampton Football Club? What would you
I
be?
think
What would be your number? Because obviously, you buy the club for 180 million, 160 million, whatever it is, but you need more than that to buy it because you want to have money
double?
left.
Would it be would it be doubled? I would say double.
Mine's much higher.
Quadrupled.
I I was thinking today that I was probably 3 billion, and maybe I feel comfortable enough to buy it. Being a fan, can you imagine how bad it would be though? It'd be like, come on, Mike, get your hand out your pocket. Come on, we need a new centre forward. 50 million quid, and he wants 300k a week. So it's like, just took the kids on holiday. I don't want to do that. But if you've got a couple of extra billion, then you're thinking, oh yeah, all right then, go on then.
I can't help but feel if I'm ever in the position where I can contemplate buying a Southampton football squad, I really wouldn't care about any other money I had. I'd be like, what? All right then.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can I pick a box? Do I get one of the? I do. Oh, cool.
I do.
Excellent.
I have to pay for a season ticket. To be fair, by the time I imagine in my mind,
is there Wi-Fi?
Imagine by the time I would ever have that kind of money in my life, a season ticket in the Premier League would be about £2 billion anyway. So,
yeah, maybe.
Listen, mate, you should see what I've done with Bemerton Heath Harlequins on FIFA 22. I've taken them from League 2 all the way up. My ownership, we're so in the green. Oh, it's amazing. My ability to work the free agent market, second to none.
Yeah.
I'm getting calls. Martin Simmons has been on the phone. I just said, yeah, sack McCarthy. Then I hung up.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Who would be the first player you bought then?
What with carb lunch money? Haaland, Mbappe.
Haaland.
I get the boys in. If I'm like, listen, guys, I'm going to buy you one player, right? I'm going to come in, I'm going to buy us one player, and it's going to work. It's going to work.
Under FIFA Fair Play rule, you would effectively have a situation where, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Damari Gray's just scored an incredible goal in stoppage time to... Wow. Guys, you're watching this, you're watching the wrong show. You need to be watching that. That's amazing.
Don't say that!
Oh my goodness. I didn't think it went in. I thought it blasted over.
Good. No, that's how much you know about football. Well, it went over. Turns out in.
Well, I've got half a Christmas tree in the way. So as I look in the living room now, I see one half of the screen and the other half's got a Christmas tree across it.
And we're back to Fratton Park when there's been a red card. Cammy, what's going on? I thought he skied it.
Oh, wow.
This is
the post. Sorry, everyone. Be back in a minute.
This is what it's like, guys. You talk to him in 1 minute, and he just goes.
They've had 2 goals ruled off for offside as well. So, oh man, and they're the worst walkout at 27 minutes I've ever seen. Speaking of off the post, Morpay's shot was in off the post. Does anyone else notice that? So close, fine margins. We kind of talked about that way back in the show, but I just suddenly remembered it. I've seen that. That means
what was close? Well. What was closer to the post, the ball or where Ward-Prowse was stood at the time?
Definitely the ball.
Listen, there's no line that Brighton were very lucky for the ball to bounce the way it did and for it to come back in the way it did.
Yeah. Everton are now 12th.
Wow. Rafa out.
Oh dear. Does that mean that the Arsenal we're going to play is going to be absolutely going at it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Thanks, Everton.
Thanks for that, guys. It's just what we wanted.
Yeah. Very open score. No.
Although it would be a very Southampton-y thing to do, would be to go away and beat Arsenal at the Emirates now. It's about, what? It's about time. We had the Arsenal start of the season. They're terrible. Now we've got the little rise of actually they're doing good. Now we need their sort of Christmassy. Actually, they're terrible, so they can have their, their autumn rise.
A lot of crazy things are going to happen over the next few weeks because the schedule is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Because we're going to have the Boxing Day game, and then 2 days later we're playing on the 28th.
Don't you love that are you like me that you're now in the position when it gets to Boxing Day, everyone just accepts that you're not available?
Yeah.
So he's not. Yeah. No. Men get to a certain age, like there's like in your early 20s and stuff, you're still expected, like there's some family stuff, but now like post 25, I found that like don't bother him.
Yeah.
it's great. I sit there with my Christmas sandwich, my turkey, my cranberry sauce, my brie, and my stuffing, and I just have a good time. Bro.
Do indeed. Oh my word. Oh dear. Well, it's been a long show. Have you enjoyed it?
I mean, I feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other final thoughts on that result? Is it really that bad in hindsight? Just to recap over it, the fact that we thought, okay, we're going to be playing Leicester, we're going to be playing Brighton. What was your ideal number? And was it anything other than a number 4?
The way I look at it is that we have only lost one home game this season, which is very good. And it's not the worst it can be. Like we said, it's a couple of results, and we're saying it in the opposite way. It's just the state. I heard that commentary, and I saw where you were looking.
Should have scored again.
Should have scored. But no, I think we're not in a terrible position, because I didn't think we were in a terrible position before the game, and coming out of it with a draw, it's not a bad place to be still.
It's not.
And we've taken a decent amount of points from certain teams, and did we win both the games against Brighton last season?
No.
Did we win one and lose one?
Yeah, I think we won the away fixture and lost the home one.
Well, we're just going to have to win the away fixture, aren't we?
Yeah. We are indeed.
That's where we're at with it. Let's just better than last season. That's all we're looking for. And so far, there have been a lot of results this season that were better than last season. So, in that general sense, we're fine. It's just that it could be so much better.
It could be so much better, and I just really think
I'm no longer angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, and you always look back at fixtures and go, how on earth did we lose to Norwich? And why on earth didn't we hold on for a point against 10-man Brighton? Hold on for 3 points against 10-man Brighton? And, all those little silly scenarios where... But there have been draws this season where I thought, do you know what? Last season we would have lost that. We wouldn't have got anything from that game.
Exactly.
So, Aubameyang nearly scored. Right across the face of goal. He could blow for full time. He has. There you go. Everton 2, Arsenal 1. Arsenal are a very beatable side if they play like that. But we'll get onto that into the preview on Thursday. Join us then.
Look at that. Professionals. Like, share, and subscribe.
Indeed. Look at that. We were safe by Christmas last season. Yeah, that would have been nice. And and I think that's the point I'm making with all those results. So I thought, how do we lose to Norwich? Why didn't we get a point there? We could be comfortably mid-table talking about, could we do Europe? So I think the discussion of the R words, it's not even a question.
I also think the other thing to take into mind is, remember, end of last season, I remember thinking, this wasn't great, but if you split it, but it's because it all came at once, either side. It was either all really good or all really terrible. It would have been a much easier season if it was sprinkled. Just feels like we're sprinkling.
Yeah.
Just feels like we're sprinkling. It's just, there's a consistency there. It's just getting the results consistent. That's where we're at. At least the playing and the team is consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great back four, but no one can argue we don't have a great back four.
Yeah, we've got options.
And it's on those, and it shows you how good they are. That on the days where they slip up a little bit, there's an open goal behind them. So
yeah,
that's the way to look at it. Consider Southampton have been playing with an open goal all season, because that's what we've been doing.
Oh dear. There we go. I predict 13th by the end of the season. I'd be up for that. I mean, the club have come out and said, well, Rab's come out and said anything, basically the goal of the club is survival in the Premier League.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
That's what he said recently.
I'm still trying to win it. Mathematically, we're still there.
I think we're on for a mad season, though. One of those seasons where a lot of the top clubs get all the points, and there's going to be a lot of points in the top half of the table, not a lot in the bottom. But we're still 6 points away from either direction. So, what are you going to do?
I'm probably gonna have another San Pellegrino, have a dinner, and just forget my troubles until the Arsenal game.
Oh, you called it. You told me earlier that this was a Tory lemonade.
Yeah, it's a Tory lemonade.
I enjoyed that. I'm going to give you the credit for that because that was a hilarious line.
Our Tory lemonades.
Tory lemonades, oh yeah.
Me and Mike hate the common man.
Oh dear.
That Tim Martin of Witherspoons is a bloody good fella.
Other sparkling beverages are available. Fantastic stuff. Right, well, I'm going to end it there because we've whittled on long enough. It's been nearly an hour we've whinged about that game, but it needed to be said, and we needed to share these things, and it's our own therapy, and it's you guys in the chat section and the fellow subscribers therapy to talk about these things, because as always we never get the airplay on Matchday or ever, and they just write us off. So this is for us just to go through these things and just to make ourselves feel a little bit better for the week ahead and feel a bit more positive. But some good signings have happened today. Well, a good signing with Willie Caballero coming in, so we've effectively sold our goalkeeper fiasco that we've got at the moment, and hopefully it does mean that we'll have some squad formations to talk about in our previous show, which will be coming up on Thursday. But there are plenty of negatives over the weekend, but there's still plenty of positives, and it could be a whole lot worse. I think it's important for us to all remember that. But as always, thank you so much for joining us. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.